Hi, I'm Ann Cornick, and I'm from Paintnporcelain. I'm here to help beginners get started in China painting, but I'm also here to give those of you that are more advanced painters or have been painting a while, someone to paint with. You know, you don't always have that these days, so I thought that this would be nice. And today we're going to finish up our daffodil. So this is the way my daffodil looked when I got done with the first fire, okay? And this is the way it should look by the time we get done today. Oh, here, there. Okay. The colors that we're going to be using are, we still have the Southwest Orange right here, Mixing Yellow, Ashes of Roses, that blue, which is, for me, it's Cool Shadow, Chartreuse and Warm Brown Green. We're adding Rich Brown, which is a real dark brown, Yellow Brown 2, which if you don't have it, you could use Baker's. It's very similar. So we're going to start by using yellow on our daffodil. And I'm just going into the mixing yellow, and I'm just side loading it with my number 10 brush. This is my number 10 brush. I start with the center part here. Oops, got a little too much yellow on there. And I just bring it down this side and then a little on this side. I'm going to have to get a little bit of oil on my brush. Didn't have much. I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to brush it back up this way because it was a little thick. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to put the yellow on. Yellow with a side load of Yellow Brown 2. And I'm going to go up under these little frills up here on top to sort of give it a little bit of a shadow. Just a tad of a shadow there. And you can cut in up there a little bit. Then I'm going to go up there and do a little yellow so that we have the yellow in so that it's... Now, a lot of you may have an issue with seeing where you're supposed to be painting because you've lost a lot of the detail when you fired. And I'm just going to cover this in with yellow so that we're set there. I probably should have done that first so I didn't have to go back and I'm going to have to go back now and do the other. And you're pretty much just going to, let's start with the yellow. You're just going to go and wash in the yellow on just about everything, but you're going to do it strategically. You're going to put yellow kind of where you put the shadows because you want to have a little bit of highlight and then pull it out to the edge. So you see what I've done here? I've done it real close up in here, and then I just pulled it out to the edge. I left the center of it a little bit pale right now. And then I'm going to take it and do the same thing on this one. Oops, here we go. For some reason, this yellow wants to glop up on me. I don't know why. I think it's probably the amount of oil I have on. And then I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to pull the edge out. Okay, we're just making the daffodil yellow. So if you haven't added the yellow to your daffodil yet, this is the time we do it. And the reason we do it now is because see what color the blue is turning? It's not really blue anymore. It's turned a kind of a green or a shade, kind of almost a shading color. And that's what you want. Okay. Oops, let's get back up here. And again, I'm going to do the same thing here. I went at the base. I did one side, the other side, then I'm turning it and coming back and doing the edge. You know how you do rose petals, rose leaves? That's the same way as this for me. So if you do your rose leaves like I do, this should be very familiar to you. Okay, now I'm going to recenter this a little bit. Come over here on this side and do the same thing. Don't get too much oil though. You want to keep this kind of without a lot of oil. And I'm going to do the same thing up in here, because this is the flip over. Then I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to get this end here and this end here. Make sure that they have some yellow on them. If you feel it needs more yellow on the leaf, feel free to add it. We're going to go back over these leaves one more time, and you will see how that works. And then we have this leaf up here still, or petal. I'm sorry, not leaf. And I'm going to do that the same way. I'm going to go down towards the base. I'm going to cover all the blue, pretty much, that's down there. And then I'm going to come up where the blue is on the edge here and just cover that. See, instantly you have shading. Ta-da! And it's not blue anymore. It should be yellow or green. I'm sorry, greenish. All right, now I'm going to take a little orange. I'm going to do this center section again with a side load of orange. And I'm going to take my little, where is he? I need a little brush. This is a good brush. Okay, I'm going to take like a, what size is this? This is 0. It's a nice little liner kind of thing. And I'm just going to roll it in the orange. And I'm going to pull out these little stamens that come out of the middle there. And if they're too dark, you had too much paint on your thing, you can also take your Pico-Pay eraser and just go like that, and it'll take care of it for you. And you go back with your brush and just soften the bottom of it. But there you have those little guys in the middle. Okay. Now, depends how adventurous you want to be. You can use orange, you can use yellow brown, you can use rich brown very lightly at this point. But you want to put in some shading in a different color. So I'm going to start here with this is a very light rich brown. I barely touched the paint. And I'm going to put it around so you can kind of see how that looks. And if you don't like it, you don't have to leave it there. I'm going to turn it again and do it on this side here. And I'm going to put a little down this side here. A little more. What I'm going for on this, if you wonder why all these colors and everything, it's because I want it to look like those old-fashioned Easter cards that you used to get in the 20s and 30s. And I really like that look. Then I'm just going to take the other side of my brush and wipe back wherever I got the brown that I didn't want it. And then I'm just going to pull it down lightly like this. That's feathering on the very end of your brush. That's what I have so far. Oops, there we go. It's probably easier to see when it's on the tile. It probably gets a little blurry when you come up close. Now, I think this is a little harsh here, so I'm just going to side it, pull it to the side a little bit. And then I might pull it down a little more. And that'll soften it too. Okay. Then up around the top up here, I'm going to take a little bit of my yellow brown, and I'm just going to add a little bit of color now. You want to do it very sparingly. Almost just barely touch it. Here, I got to get a little more yellow brown on my. Use your tile to test to make sure you don't have too much, but you want a little up in there, and you want a little on this side too. Just because it does turn over, kind of curls over, so you want it to have that curl over effect. There you go. And then again, you're going to wipe it back. Anything that you think is a little too, you can just pull it down or pull it across. Probably across looks like it works better there. And that way, you have that little curl under up there. Okay. I think I have too much here, so I'm going to take this off. Oops. There. Okay. Alrighty, now we're going to go down to the leaves, petals. I'm going to take a little bit of yellow, just so I have some on my brush. And I'm going to start with the yellow brown, see if I like it. I'm just going to pull across lightly, then start in the middle, pull down and pull across lightly. Yeah, I do like that. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go across lightly, and then come down and go across slightly, and that gives you that nice little crease in the middle. And I might put a little on the edges, just a little on the edges to give it a little color. I like a very colorful flower. I'm going to also pull it back this way because it's a little harsh there. Okay, I'm going to take my yellow brown. I'm going to go down here, side load of yellow brown, come down the middle and then pull it over. You can do that with rose leaves too, you know, to get that little center thing. And then just come on the edge and add a little bit of color. I think, looking at this, I could probably do the same thing up here. There, I think that helps. And I'm going to get rid of this. I didn't like that. It was over too far. There we go. Anytime you need to correct something and you use turpentine or your, your mineral spirits, like I did up here just now when I was correcting this, make sure that you dip your brush in oil and go back with a little bit of the paint on there and just smooth things out. Okay, I take a little yellow on my brush, side load of brown, and we're going to go up in here and do this. Now, not all of these have to have that crease down the middle. So this one's not going to, and I'm just going to put a little on the end here. Maybe bring it up this way. So, okay, needs a little more yellow, I think. It doesn't look, I know I'm in the way, but it didn't look like it had much of a yellow to it. Now we're to the center one right here. And I know I'm moving too fast for some of you, but remember you have the replay. So you may just want to watch me paint this time, then pull up the replay and do your thing. I apologize if I paint quickly, but I don't think people want to be here for hours and hours. So I like to move along if I can. Oops, that's a little harsh. I'm trying to keep this very soft and very pretty. And I'm going to put a little more yellow down here. It's lacking yellow right there. And it needs this to come all the way down to the base. For some reason, it didn't make it down to the base there. Okay. So that's my daffodil. My main one. Now this one over on this side has lost a lot of its structure, so you may not be able to tell where it is. Let me just show you real quickly so that you can see. I would recommend, instead of using a Sharpie at this point, that if you have these Stabilo pencils or any kind of pencil like that, that you use it. Because what you're looking to do is just sort of sketch it in so that you know. See, this comes over like that. You didn't know that, did you? And this comes up like that. See how much difference that makes? Then this will come up like this. Okay, the reason, oops, I should probably make this more, it should be more like that. Okay, the reason I like the pencil is your paint will not build up on it. I have a problem with buildup. A lot of people don't. So that's the reason I do this. So I'm taking my yellow again, and I'm going to put my yellow on first to see what it does. I don't want to get too many colors on here till I see if I like what I'm doing first. So I put my yellow on at the base of all these little guys here. We've done this, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit. And I'm also going to put my yellow in on this side here and up to the edge. Fill in a little there because I think it needs it. This side here and up to the edge. So you can kind of do these like a production line if you want. And then I'm going to come back here and fill this in with yellow. Okay. And I'm going to pull this up here because we really don't have anything defining this area. And I'm going to pull some over here. All right. Now I'm going to look at it, see if I like it. If you don't like it, if you want to take some off, you can. If you want to put some on, you can. All right. Now I'm going to go and add my color back in. I'm going to take yellow up, full load of yellow, the mixing yellow, side load of yellow brown with a dab of rich brown because this is further back so it can be darker. And I'm just going to put it at the base. And in this case, I'm going to use a little of the rich brown. I'm going to come up. Am I still in? Yeah. I'm going to come up. Oop. I am very guilty of overloading my brush. I'm going to come up this side. Hang on, let me get some yellow there and fix that. And I'm going to wipe it out from this side. Kind of went overboard with that. I'm taking a little bit of my mineral spirits, dipping my brush really well, and I'm just going to go back and kind of lift some of this off. Okay. Alrighty. Now I'm going to take my yellow, and I think I'm going to stick with the yellow brown because it looks like the brown was just too harsh. I'm going to do a little here. But this guy's on top, so we need some shadow right here. I still feel like that needs to have a lot more shadow. That should help a little. And then we're going to do this one at the base. And that is behind your major one there. So I put a little brown in it so that I lift this one out on top. And I'm going to put a little brown here. This is rich brown. Because this is in the background. I'm making you dizzy, I'm sorry. I'm going to pull this across this way and pull this across this way. There. This one doesn't have to be well defined. I'm taking a little yellow orange. A little of the orange, and I'm just, if I can get it on my brush, here we go. I'm just going to put a little more orange up in here. There. So it has color. And I want to wipe this, and I want to wipe this. There. And I think I'll wipe from here down. There. Okay, so I've got that guy done. I just like color. All right, let's do the leaves. So we'll start with the chartreuse. And basically what you're doing, I'm going to start with the upper one here. Bring it down so you can see it. I'm just making sure that it's evened out and that it looks nice. That's all I'm doing. Then I'm going to take full chartreuse with a partial of the brown, a half load of the brown green, and I'm going to do it here and make a match and just bring it down. And then at the base, I'm going to add an itty bitty bit of brown and just put my brown in. And you can cut into that there, make it look a little cooler, that's fine too. Then you might need a little bit of a highlight, so you can go right here and wipe out a highlight a little bit. And it's out of there. Okay. Just putting the chartreuse on. Then I'm taking the chartreuse with the half load of warm brown green gray, and putting it down, doing the edge up here. I'm going to take a little bit of brown and put down in here. Whoa, whoa. When that happens, just wipe it off and keep going. And then I will pull it, press, lift. And if you have any highlight under there, then the highlight will come out. I don't like that. Let me do something more here. Yes. There. And don't forget, if you get green in here, you got to pull it out. You don't want it on there. Okay, that's my second one. Now we're going to do these two down here. This one's really disjointed. Can you see? There's like white in the middle and everything. Let's start with this one. We're just going to put our green on again, right to the end. I'm adding a little bit of warm brown, so it's full load of green, side load of warm brown green, and then I'm coming down this side to the base, up. I think I want a little more green in here, so it looks a little more realistic, and a little more brown down here. So I'll put a little brown in there, and then I'm just going to pull it. And up at the top, I think I'm going to add a little, I don't know what happened there, but we're going to put warm brown green up at the top just to give it a little definition. Okay, and let's see, where are we now? We've got this one and this one. Let's start with this one. Well, let's do the stem. We're going to do the stem in chartreuse. Very simple. Take a little bit of brown, bring it right up underneath up here, and a little bit of brown at the bottom, just to round it a little bit. And then you can run it down the side if you want. You don't have to. I'm doing chartreuse with a side load of warm brown green. I'm just sketching that there so that I can blend it. I just couldn't see where the leaf ended, and I wanted to make sure that I got it. Okay, and up here. These are real narrow leaves. Now I'm putting the brown here because I forgot that that's under there. I want to give it a little depth. Didn't that help? Look at the difference. Yeah, that helped. That brown can be sneaky. If you apply it properly, it can really help you out. Same thing here. And then let's put a little up in here on the side that's in the shadow, and just pull this up. Yep. Got a hair on there, gosh darn it. There we go. And then we're going to pull this one down. I'm going to add a little brown to this because this is kind of at the bottom. Oh, maybe not quite so much. When you add too much brown, just pull it up, and you might be pleasantly surprised. There we go. You kind of want a little bit of a, let me get it here, a little bit of a shadow on this side. You still want to define the leaf, but you want a little bit of highlight in the middle because it's twisting and it's bending. And as it twists and bends, oh, hang on here, I got to get this one. You're going to get that. Let me get a little brown here. So here I'm going to take a little brown and put near the base. And then I'm going to wipe it out up here. And wipe it out here. I don't want those colors overlapping. Okay. And the final leaf. Okay. This one I'm starting out with a side load of warm brown green with a touch of rich brown in it. And I'm going to do the top part. Just to edge it so we know where it is. And then I'm going to do the bottom part. Okay, too much brown, so I'm going to go back to the warm brown green with chartreuse, and I'm going to put that in here. There we go. Then I'm going to wipe out a highlight on it, if I can get one. That's not highlighting for me very well. So what can you do when you don't get a highlight? Take a little yellow, take a little chartreuse, and just put that there, and hopefully that'll help a little bit. But I wanted a highlight there, but I am not succeeding, so we won't worry about it. I'll just bring it down. That's a perfect example of where I should have saved the... Hang on, I'm confused here. I can't tell how my leaf twists. Oh, it twists like that. Okay, got it. Alrighty. And then here I'm going to take the chartreuse, fill it all in with chartreuse, except where I want a little bit of a, in the middle I'd like a little bit of a highlight. Then I'm going to take my dark green and just come down on this side. So this comes like this, and then this starts about there, oops, about there, and comes down like this. And then we're going to pull the color in a little more. There we go. And I'm going to put a little on this side too. So you can see what the leaf is doing. Can you now see what the leaf is doing? That was what was confusing me. I couldn't tell that the leaf was turning. This leaf is going from here to here. This side's facing the sun, and this side is turned up. The back of it is darker. This is the back. This is the back. This is the back. That's the front. Let me get a little more. Okay, so now you never just stop a piece without going back at, taking a look at it from a distance. So hang on here, there was a place I saw I needed yellow. Oh, there. I need a little yellow here. And I need a little yellow here. I don't want any of that blue showing. Okay. So I'm going to, normally I would step back, leave the room, whatever it took, to see where I left off with this piece and how it turned out. But I'm just going to take and put it down here, turn it towards you so you can see a little better. So that's about all I would do on that. I'm looking now, I can see, let me just turn it a little bit here. Right here, it needs a little top on it. It doesn't have much of a top. There we go. Yeah. So hold it far away and look at it, or if you can't hold it far enough away, take a picture of it. Take a picture before you put it in the kiln. And if you decide that you don't like what you see, you still have time to correct it. But this is what we have so far. Okay, that's it for this week. Pick up those brushes, keep painting, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed the program, and I hope you'll take a minute to subscribe so that other people can learn more about China painting and we can get the word out to more people. You also can look at the links below. My paintnporcelain.com website has a lot of freebies and printables for new and experienced painters, as well as studies, supplies, and even some of my hand-painted china. So thank you again, and I'll see you next time.